Cologne's subway construction is considered a national scandal. Work has now been halted among claims that steel-braced reinforcements were stolen along with a quantity of concrete, and a plan to flood the site if the Rhine overflows has been shelved, largely for safety reasons. Some even blame it for last year's collapse of the city archives building, which claimed 2 lives, although no actual work was going on at that moment. Local residents aren't just angry, they're frightened their city isn't safe.
The Cologne Fire Department unfurled its hoses. The plan was to pump water from the Rhine into the subway tunnel under construction in order to reduce the pressure on its walls and prevent another cave-in. Anna Gertrud Lückerath lives nearby and finds it all very suspect. Like many in Cologne, she's outraged by what happened. It didn't inspire confidence when the flooding of the site was suddenly called off.
I'm truly amazed. They've changed their minds about the flooding. It makes me wonder what the authorities are doing with us, the people who live here, and with the people of Cologne in general.
Instead, 3,000 cubic meters of concrete were poured into the trench to add a new stabilizing ceiling. The investigation had established that 80% of the steel rods that stabilized the walls of the new subway tunnel weren't there. They'd been stolen. If they had been installed, the municipal archive might not have collapsed, and 2 men would not have been killed. 1 year on, this is what it looks like at the site of the disaster. It's still far from clear exactly what went wrong and who bears responsibility. The families of the victims and local residents are sad and angry. Meetings have been held with the city officials and building company executives overseeing the subway construction.
To call it shoddy work is to downplay the seriousness of what happened.
How can it be that 1 year later, no one in the city government has taken responsibility?
Everyone would accept guilt if it's proven.
The contractor, the city, and the Public Transport Authority all accuse each other of causing the disaster in 2009 and being responsible for the present chaos. Heinrich Böckamp represents the State Chamber of Engineers in North Rhine-Westphalia. He says the key mistake was to let the city's transport department both commission and supervise the construction.
A decades-old system was abandoned here. Construction and its supervision must never be in the same hands. One party does the building, another party checks to see that it's done right. That principle was ignored. Inspections weren't carried out as they should have been.
The whole mess is bad for Bandwolf's business. For 6 years, his shoe shop has stood right next to the construction site. His stockroom has been damaged. Nobody walks by here. Even once loyal customers are now staying away.
The media are always saying how dangerous it is here, so even my most devoted customers think twice about whether it's worth the risk to visit us.
Frau Lückerath lives just a few meters from Herr Wolf's shoe shop, on the brink of the abyss. She has a front-row view of the drama, the tragedy of the Cologne subway cave-in, and the unfolding farce afterwards. The plot is confused, the motivations murky, and the decisions often incomprehensible.
People are also angry about the lack of information, the poor quality of information. It's not just that, it all leaves you with a very uneasy feeling.
2 deaths, billions wasted, an archive destroyed, anxious and angry residents. 1 year on, the subway disaster continues to preoccupy and disturb the people of Cologne.